speaking of chasing, you know, we're comics, and people are still talking about the Sarah Palin Saturday Night Live sketch. But do you think that comedy can really influence the vote for people who are watching it?
Well, there were no more jokes played on anybody than Dan Quayle, and he and George Bush Sr. Won the election anyway. So I don't know that it has that much influence. But
he wasn't running for president.
Well, he was vice president, and so is Sarah running for it. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, the jokes are mostly about Sarah right now. They were on Saturday Night Live, and they made her look like she was, you know, not
They
so
also have
bright.
lasting life. I mean, now with YouTube and the, you know, we have technology that it just, these jokes can live on and on and on. They get spread through email like virus. So I think that there is a life beyond the initial joke now that wasn't there before. So I definitely think so.
And everything is so neck and neck now. I mean, everything is so tight. So it seems like it can only take one thing to tip somebody who is very undecided. If they're looking at SNL and they're looking at the way Sarah Palin was portrayed, you might go, well, she might not.
And it's an art form. You know, life imitates art, imitates art, life. And so I think it's that kind of cycle too. It's sort of it's that social commentary more than anything else. I think people are more than paying attention to what the comedians have to say.
I don't think so.
No, you don't.
No, I don't. I think people are amused. They like a good joke. They like a good ha-ha, good funny. But I think basically people are so right now concerned about what is going to happen that they're not going to let a comic tell them. You know what I'm saying? I don't think. No, but I don't think it does. I think that people, for some reason, this race is unlike any other one that I can remember in my lifetime. And I think that people are, you know, they're listening for very specific things now. And I think the Sarah Palin thing was amusing to them. But really, as we've been saying, you know, it's going to come down to the debates, and that's that. And that's when people are going to tip either way, this way or that way, or, you know.
Do you think they should not be able to put an ad out until the debates? I think there should be a cease in ads, a cease in spending money on ads, and then we only listen to the debates. And at that, I'm also calling, I would almost like a silent debate, where just their credentials are scrolled behind them for a little while. We just hear nothing, because we've heard a lot of noise. I think there's a ton of noise out there in terms of these ads. I think they should stop them, and let's just get to those debates, because that's when the truth will come
one
out.
point, the comedian point, is yesterday I was watching Keith Olbermann, and he kept referring to, they laugh when you say his name, he kept referring to Rush Limbaugh as a comedian. Now, Rush Limbaugh, oh, I don't think he's funny in the least, but that's my opinion. I mean, I would give it to him if he was funny, even though I disagree with him on everything.
He's not.
They call him a comedian, but he is highly influential to the conservative base of the Republican Party.
So why would they say?
Because he features himself as quite amusing, you know?
I don't think he's not a comedian.
But then you have somebody like Jon Stewart, who, you know, he does a lot of comedy on, you know, on the politics, and people listen to him.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, to just slightly disagree with you, Keith Olbermann would say that he is influential on the right, but that's all.
He is influential, but he's not a comic. You're not going to go see Rush at, you know, Foxwoods.
No.
You know, you're not going to go see Rush at any of the clubs that you and I would frequent.
But you're not going to see Tina Fey there either. She's a comedic actress.
Yes, but he is not a comic. Rush Limbaugh is not a comic. No. He has never performed comedy. He has not gone out. He has not worked on a comedic show. He's not a comedic
Okay, he's not a comic. He's a joke.
Thank you.
Okay.